How's it going, everyone? Welcome into another edition of Meet the Bird Gang. I'm your host today, Jacob Kronberg. We are joined by one of the newest signees of the Philadelphia Phillies. It's Noah Skirrow. He pitched for the Firebirds in 2019. Noah, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's been a few weeks since the MLB draft and a few days since you've signed with Philadelphia, but can you take me back to the draft preparation and the teams you were talking to prior to June 10th and 11th?
Yeah, so it was pretty hectic. Early on, right when everything got shut down, the calls were coming in a lot. I think I had like 20 teams call me. So, lots of interest, but, nothing. It was pretty superficial. It was just some area scouts and like not a whole lot of, planning for the draft specifically, just checking in kind of stuff. And then like a week and a half before, getting some Zoom calls, talking to some more, higher up people. And then we just go into the draft. Me and my family and my advisors and everything, we were feeling pretty good about it. And, we had on draft day, we had the Phillies talking, the Pirates, the Angels. But prior to, we had those three, and then also the Rangers, and the Twins were big on me. We just kind of went in there with, not too high expectations, but we were feeling good about it. And then, unfortunately, it just didn't happen.
So I know there's the 2-day waiting or grace period that the teams have following the draft before they can start signing the free agents. In those 2 days, were you thinking about where you'd like to end up? Were the Phillies that team in your head?
Yeah, so basically for those 2 days, I knew I wasn't going to have any distractions. So I just took advantage of it and did as much research as I could across the teams that I knew would be interested. The Red Sox were another team that were interested prior to the draft, so I was looking at, just how the organization works as a whole, what their strategies are with pitching development, and then was going to go into Sunday with just, some background information and just seeing what I was hearing from the clubs, how they lined up with what I already found out. And then just going with my gut feel on, how they treat their players and the level of interest that they were giving. Philly was actually kind of interesting. I didn't heard anything from Philly until a week before the draft. So I had a meeting with them in December and then heard nothing from them all up to a week before the draft. They had me on a Zoom call. And then first thing Sunday morning, they were the first team to call me. So their interest came in pretty late, but it was really, really heavy interest. And, that's where we went. So that's it's kind of funny how it worked out.
You're from Canada. You're from Ontario, correct?
Yes.
Have you ever been to Philadelphia?
I have actually, yeah. It's so interesting. Like my last year of travel ball, I actually played in South Jersey. Not too far from Philly. And then my girlfriend I met her at Liberty, she actually is from an hour north of Philly. So for all of quarantine, I've been in Doylestown, PA, which is only an hour away. So it's kind of interesting how it all worked out. I've been to Citizens Bank Park many times. Growing up, like you said, in Ontario, is somewhat of a Blue Jay fan, but mostly a Roy Halladay fan. So I made a point of going to Philly, when he went to Philly. So, I've seen multiple games there, and hopefully we'll play there someday.
So now that you've been to Philly, and I know that, I have to ask, what's the best cheesesteak?
Oh, man. I got to go with Pat's.
Pat's?
That's the one that, yeah.
Right on the corner, Pat's over Geno's?
Mm-hmm.
Would your girlfriend agree with you?
She does. I don't know if she would let me know if otherwise, but yeah, she tends to agree.
All right, awesome. So you said you were with your family during the draft and some of your advisors talking you through everything. Who did you speak to or tell the news to first that you weren't already with when you signed with Philly?
Yeah, so actually I wasn't with my parents exactly because they're back in Canada, and with the whole COVID thing, the borders are still closed. So I didn't go back home after the season was canceled just because I didn't want to get stuck there. And with everything going on, not knowing how long it was going to last. So it was actually my parents were the first ones. Like they were obviously they were involved in everything, but they weren't in the room with me when I, made the decision. So obviously they were the first people that I called. It was kind of a group effort really between my family. My parents were definitely involved. My advisors were obviously very involved. And then my girlfriend's family is also very supportive. So they were there as well. And so it was an interesting situation. It's not like most where, they're back home with their parents and everything. So, but, I try my best to keep them involved and a part of it.
Obviously, for the Firebirds family and former players, it was a very successful draft and post-draft process. Over 17 Firebirds have signed with professional organizations. What have the talks been like with those guys after the draft?
Yeah, just a lot of congratulations to go around. Watching the draft on both days. With some surprises and like some guys that I'm really happy for. That I was really pulling for him. To see Schuster go up there in the first round was awesome to see. But yeah, it's just, we're a family, the Firebird family. We've all played together. We shared something great together with the Cape. So just congratulations all the way around. Wishing each other the best of luck, and hopefully we'll see each other, as we move up, and hopefully play against each other in the big leagues one day.
All right, one more question regarding signing. If you can go back to that moment where you put pen to paper, what's going through your mind?
It was a surreal moment. It's a fulfilling a childhood dream. It's affirmation of all the hard work, and to see it come to light and to be a real thing, and to say, I'm now a professional baseball player. I play this game for a living now. Was definitely a humbling experience because, whether it be an undrafted free agent or a first round pick, the numbers of people that can say that is still very low. So it was definitely an amazing experience, one that I won't forget.
Well, a big congrats from me and the rest of the Firebird Nation family. Well-deserved on all your hard work. I want to jump back to this shortened spring season at Liberty. You completed a school record, milestone, however which way we're going to call it. You took part in the first ever no-hitter.
Yeah.
In that combined no-hitter. What was that like?
That was the best, worst game I've ever been a part of. I wish they put the temperature on the box score because it was like 38 degrees. Yeah. If you look at the box score, you would never think no-hitter. We won 6-4, and we were losing twice. It was something that obviously, like, you can't make up. To walk, I think there was a total of, it was over 20 walks combined between the two teams. Like, we didn't give up any hits, but I think us as a team had like 3, and we had 6 runs. It was a miserable day, but it's just one of those things where you'll tell your kids about it. It's like, hey, I threw a no-hitter and we almost lost. So, to say I'm going to go out there and give up no hits and almost lose is something that is even harder. Less people can say than I threw a no-hitter.
Usually those no-hitters are 1-0, 2-0.
Yeah, and ours was 6-4. So, and then for it to be a combined hitter too was cool to have 2 other guys a part of it. Definitely added to the interest of the day for sure.
What does Coach say after that? Just like, awesome job, congrats on the no-hitter, or why are we not throwing strikes?
He didn't even know. He didn't even know until someone told him after the game. None of us knew. I think, how you kind of know what's going on, but you don't say anything because you don't want to jinx it. Well, we didn't know anything was going on until like the 8th. Like, we had no idea. We just kind of looked at the board and we're like, wait, is that right? That can't be right. And we honestly thought our scoreboard people just missed a hit somewhere. And and then after we come in the locker room, we're all happy because we won. The players know that we threw a no-hitter. And coach walks in, he's like, "Did you guys know we threw a no-hitter today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that not till like 20 minutes ago, but yeah." And he's like, "I can't say I've been a part of one of those. Like, give it up. Like, let's go." But yeah, it was like, wait a minute, did that really happen?
It's definitely the most unique no-hitter experience I've ever heard.
Oh, for sure.
Let's go on to Cape Cod now. Your summer with the Firebirds. Can you just walk me through the summer a little bit? What were some of the highs, maybe some of the lows of the summer?
Yeah, it was, to this point, the best summer that I've ever had. Right from the beginning, right from when I got the news I was going there, because I didn't think that was in the cards. And then to get up there and just, the reception from Skip was great. The way he handles it is just first class. And then all the guys, I mean, just how we just got together and, clicked so quickly. It just became a true team atmosphere right from the beginning. There was no awkward stage at the beginning. We all kind of came up there and we're just happy to be there and to play baseball and not have all the high stress of everything and just have fun again and just go out there and play for the love of the game. It was an amazing experience. Honestly, the whole thing was a high. I mean, obviously the All-Star game was great to be a part of that. That was something I won't forget, ever. But honestly, the whole summer, I mean, like, you have a bad day in the Cape, you're still in the Cape. So, it was still like every day, Skip told us every day, tonight you're playing in a game that is one of the top 5 amateur baseball games in the world. So, there really weren't a whole lot of bad days. I mean, you had bad statistic days, but at the end, like, you're not going to class and you're playing baseball and everybody's really good. So the whole summer was a high.
Well, you didn't have too many bad statistic days. You said you made that All-Star game. It was on your birthday, correct?
That is true. Yeah. It was on
and then you had a 2.76 ERA for the summer, 40 strikeouts in your 29 innings. So you were clicking most of the summer. Were you just in a groove when you showed up, or is it something you worked on with Skip and the rest of the coaches up there?
It was a combination. I mean, I just felt like up there I just played so much freer. I just, went out there and let the hard work show and just have fun. And, just being able to pitch, to wood bats again, something that I did a lot in high school. And then to go back and finally see a wood bat in a hitter's hands was just put so much more confidence in yourself as a pitcher to know that they're not going to get that cheap off the hands hit over the third base head again. I honestly can't explain it. Just letting it fly and just having fun.
Who were you staying with on the Cape? I
actually stayed with my parents for most of it. So, my dad we have a travel trailer that we took up there, and it worked out great because we were actually short host families. Everybody was packed into a small number of homes. So it worked out really well. So for the regular season, I was staying with them. But then the postseason, I had to move into a host family for like a few days because, unfortunately our playoff run was very, very short. But yeah, I stayed with my parents, which was a unique experience unto itself.
So you didn't live with the other players necessarily, but what were some things you and the other guys would do on off days or after games?
Yeah. Off days were usually we had a lot of off days because it rained so much. Mm-hmm. So we didn't really get to do a whole lot because it was pouring rain outside. But the days that we did have off, go to the golf course, go to the driving range, get a couple rounds in. Me and Seminaris hit up the range quite a bit. So that's what we spent our off days or our downtime doing for the most part.
So I'm speaking to Adam actually in a few days. So who's better at golf? Here's your time to talk your trash.
I don't know. He's from Southern California. He's got way more opportunities to play than I do. So I would say me, just because I have less practice time than him. But we'll see what he says, because we didn't really get too competitive. We were just happy to be out there. But I'll let him speak on that one.
All right. I like to wrap up all these videos with a slight game called The Cycle. It's 4 levels of questions: single, double, triple, home run, if you want to give it a go.
Sure.
So the single question would be, you mentioned you're in Pennsylvania with your girlfriend when you signed your contract with the Phillies. What's the first thing you did after you officially became a pro baseball player?
Oh, man. What was the first thing we did? Shoot. Honestly, probably just sat on the couch and relaxed, because it'd been such a crazy few days. I would say just sit down and relax and not stress about it. Honestly, it was the first thing I did.
All right. Double question. What are 2 things most people don't know about you? Maybe non-baseball centric?
Okay, this is easy. I'm from Canada. Everybody assumes we all play hockey. I can't skate. So that's something a lot of people assume I did when I grew up, but I can't even do the most fundamental part of that sport.
All right. Anything else? Or we can't?
Wait, I need 2?
Yeah, 2.
Oh,
Double is 2.
Okay. All right. So I can't skate. I could dunk a basketball in 10th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you compete with Nick Frosso's dunks?
No, not at all. Not at all. Definitely not anymore. But basketball was my first sport growing up. So dunked my first basketball in 10th grade.
How tall were you in the 10th grade?
I've actually been the same height since 8th grade. So I was 6'3".
Wow.
Yeah,
I thought I stopped growing early.
Yeah. So my basketball career came to an end because I had big man skills with a point guard sized body by the time I got to, upper levels of high school. So that was the end of my basketball career. But
I think baseball's working out fine right now.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Right.
Now for the triple.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite ones with all of the, I guess now, former college guys. We all like to eat cheap in college. So what are your 3 favorite chain restaurants?
Okay.
And then your go-to orders at them.
Okay. Chick-fil-A, number 1 deluxe with a large sweet tea. Chipotle, just a chicken bowl with everything in it. And then third one, tropical smoothie, peanut paradise with a chicken bacon ranch sandwich.
I've never been to a tropical smoothie.
It's great. I don't know if I don't know how far they range, but they have one in Lynchburg, and it is a go-to.
Go-to? All right, I'll have to check it out next time I'm driving through Virginia. And then the home run question's not going to be a question today. I want to give you a chance to shout out or thank anybody who's helped you on your voyage to being a professional baseball player.
All right. I got to thank my parents for being there through this whole experience, this whole journey, starting when I was 6. I got to thank, I don't know if you'll see it, but Mr. B, we call him Mr. B. He was my travel coach down in South Jersey. He got me to Liberty. And then I got to thank the whole Liberty staff for getting me, better, helping me improve. And then going forward, I got to thank Matt Alvarez and Jeff Fry for letting me use their facility, in the off seasons going forward. And for this COVID shutdown, they've thankfully let me use their place.
Awesome. And one final question. You've gone through it all. You said the journey started when you were 6. You've played Division I baseball. You've played on the Cape. And now you've signed with a major league organization. Do you have a message to give to players of the future, Firebirds of the future, on how they can get to that next level?
Yeah. I mean, just have fun with it. I mean, for future players on the Cape, I mean, you're on the Cape. Like, it should be fun. Pick the brains of your teammates because they're all there for a reason. Just keep learning from them. Anything you can pick up, find out what you're not so great at, and then find somebody that's good at it, and see what the difference is. And then, like I said, just have fun, man. Like it. If it's not fun, then why are you doing it?
Awesome, Noah. Thanks so much for taking the time on Meet the Bird Gang. Once again, I'm your host, Jacob Kronberg, for our very special guest, Noah Skirrow, the newest signee of the Philadelphia Phillies. Thanks for watching.